Alright, YouTube, are you with her for 2020? There are rumblings that Hillary Clinton may run yet again. Now, I'm not sure how seriously we can take the claims of anonymous staffers who worked with Hillary Clinton. I choose to believe there is an extremely low chance that she'll run again. Much like Romney, it's obvious. Somebody like Romney, big money, neocon, she's a neolib, same thing. He wants the presidency. He continued to want it. But he ran in the primaries. He lost. He became the nominee. He lost. It's roughly akin to what Clinton has been through. By the time 2020 comes around, she will be unmistakably an old woman. That is, her mental faculties presumably won't be quite as sharp as they were this time around, even under the best of circumstances. It's just the natural tendency of man. She will be a little bit less energetic, and I think if we look at her campaign, it doesn't seem like she was that energetic anyway. She was getting out, a person who was actually a little bit older than her, like a year older or something, went to 3 or 4 times as many rallies and meetings as she did, while raising far less money, self-funding, didn't really give a crap, never appeared to be tired, outmatched her in 2 of the 3 debates, regardless, again, of what the lamestream media says about their performance. I think the proof is in the pudding. Look at what happened with the election. She got outmaneuvered. She lost the Democrats, most of the Rust Belt. The Democrats lost Michigan. The Democrats lost Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. How much more proof do you need that she's a crappy candidate and or the Obama neoliberal sort of alliance is crappy and is losing support? If she runs again in 2020, I hope she does. I hope she runs. I hope she backstabs, bribes, and lies her way back into the nomination again. I hope she becomes the Democratic nominee. Because I can't think of any individual, no matter how crappy they may be, who would be as easily defeated as Hillary Clinton. If Hillary Clinton once again becomes the Democratic nominee, they're handing the presidency to Trump on a silver platter if he chooses to run again. And trust me, the temptation for him to run would be substantially higher regardless of any other situation. Oh yeah, I had a mild heart attack in office. It's pretty stressful and I kind of miss, doing the apprentice stuff. But hey, my opponent's going to be Hillary Clinton. How can I pass this up? It's going to be easy. I won't even have to campaign. It's to that point. Hillary Clinton, because of the crap with the DNC, because of constantly blaming others for her own failure, has alienated part of the Democratic Party, by which I mean the actual members of the party, has driven a wedge through the party to the point at which the far-left fringe is now vying for control of the DNC itself. You've got Sanders and all these others sort of maneuvering to put their puppets in power because they realize how much of a miserable failure Clinton is. The neoliberals right now are vulnerable. Now, Trump already took care of the neoconservatives, and I grant, he's at best a half-assed paleocon. He's not some total revolutionary, but he did disenfranchise the Bushes and the Romneys and the McCains of the party. They're on their way out. They're losing power day by day. All Trump has to do is not totally fucking fail, and they probably won't be back in power for a couple of decades. We've seen this before. It's a paradigm shift. The Democrats resisted it. That's why they lost. Hell, I said that more than a year ago. But Hillary Clinton would be old. She's not as charismatic as some people think. She ran a campaign that was 90s style, is based largely on wedge issues. She's probably not going to be able to modernize it anymore. Look, she's boring. She bores people. Nothing says youth appeal like an old woman who constantly rambles about other people being deplorable. It's not going to happen. You're more likely to see Rand out of fucking nowhere, or the return of the Bushites, than you are a Hillary Clinton presidency. It's over for her. Her political career is over. It's gone. It's dead. I hope she runs, because she either gets completely embarrassed, comes in like 3rd or 4th place behind a bunch of no-name Democrats during the nomination process, or she actually gets it. She does manage to finagle her way in once again into being the presumptive nominee based on she happens to control a large proportion of the people in the DNC and rigs her way to the top, and she gets blasted again. Can you imagine what would happen to the rest of sort of the marginal Rust Belt states if Hillary Clinton became the nominee again? Trump does a halfway decent job, ingratiates himself in places like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, which I think will happen. If he focuses on jobs and the economy, that'll happen. Say what you want about Virginia, North Carolina, maybe Arizona, some of these areas that are kind of on the margins of blue and red, Colorado or Nevada, certainly, the Pacific Northwest. The Rust Belt alone gives him enough power to win re-election. He wouldn't even need Florida. He could branch, he could expand into Minnesota. He could certainly build a greater lead in places like Michigan or Wisconsin. Maybe he could crack enough support in the outlying districts of New York, especially if the stocks rise and he goes full mogul mode, does a lot of shit around Manhattan. He could take New York City. It didn't happen this time, although he lost by a lower margin than anyone lost against Obama. But it is within the realm of possibility. The paradigm shift is not over. We have to wait to see what Trump does. If he focuses on the money side, the Rust Belt's not going to go blue the next time around. And I said before, and this is, I have to say this again for anyone new to the channel, my prediction is the Democrats will either reorganize properly, prevail in the midterms, that is, maybe they retake the Senate, or they at least gain ground in the House. They do fairly well. They don't get, rubbed out or anything. And that complacency will destroy their 2020 chances. Or, on the flip side, they fall into shambles for the next 2 years, they get crushed in the midterms, and what you'll see, the powers that be did this before, and they'll do it again with Obama. Obama was a dark horse candidate. He came out of nowhere. Very few people knew who he was. He had relatively little political experience, and only because the Republicans were very weak and vulnerable allowed him to win. They're counting on the possibility that that will happen to Trump, that he'll be a one-term disaster, he'll be the next Herbert Walker Bush. They are going to begin maneuvering a couple of younger, less well-known Democrats, people that are well-spoken, come from probably middle-class or upper-middle-class backgrounds, possibly from swing states. They're going to maneuver them into a position to give them things like the keynote speech, important positions within the House or Senate, and so forth. The reason that they'll do this is they're expecting. Look at the Democratic field as it is right now. Who are your major choices for a nominee the next time around? Hillary Clinton, who will be an old woman. Joe Biden, the gaffe master-in-chief himself, who is only half-assed as far as does he even want to run, and probably wouldn't be able to win on that token. Who else? Who else do you have? Are you going to run Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid? Who's going to run? Who within the party actually has the political chops to do so? Are you going to run Howard Dean again so that he can sit up there on stage and make an embarrassment of my state again? No, it's not going to happen. The neoliberals, because they've been in power for so long, you have to have a total outsider. The Republicans got lucky with Trump. No political experience, hadn't even been a Republican until very recently. Basically saved the party's neck. The Bushes and so forth, they don't seem to realize if their party falls apart, they can't even get the corporate and banker cash. They should be owing Trump a little bit of thanks for saving, what's left of their political careers. Yeah, they'll get phased out, but they get their nice, comfy pensions in the meantime. As for Hillary Clinton, I hope she does run. Oh, it'd be funny. She'll probably stumble even more. If you think she had health problems this time around, 4 years later, she's half a decade older, what the fuck do you think's gonna happen? Is she gonna be healthier? Are they gonna have to double her amphetamine dose? Is she gonna be more well-spoken? I don't think so. I think she'd be a raging embarrassment. I hope somebody, though, convinces her to run and hands her a $500 million check so she can make the same mistakes all over again. She's not going to adapt. She's the very standard bearer of 90s/early 2000s era neoliberalism. She's not capable of changing. She would be forced by her donors and backers to run the same kind of crappy campaign. She will not win if she runs. That would be a certainty. There's a 0% chance. This time around, Trump had a 90% chance. If he ends up running against Clinton again, he has a 100% chance. I don't even have to think about it. I'll make one prediction before the primaries even begin, and I'll leave it at that. I won't even talk about the election. It'll be pointless. What the hell is Hillary Clinton going to do? She lost the Rust Belt. States that no political pundit, that no news analyst in the mainstream media ever considered in play went red. Some of us thought they were in play. At times, even we doubted that fact. Trump actually exceeded expectations slightly in places like Michigan or Wisconsin. I didn't expect him to get Wisconsin. I called Pennsylvania for him. Said Michigan, he's got a decent chance, but it's not in the bag. Wisconsin, I sort of discounted, put it off to the side. I figured that Florida would seal the deal for him. He ends up getting a couple of extra states up there. Hillary Clinton severely underperformed in the most important part of the country as far as competitive states go. States that hadn't been competitive in 4 to 8 cycles suddenly became red again. Narrowly, yeah, but he's got 4 years to build that lead back up, especially if the Democrats keep strangulating themselves. Hillary Clinton is basically the symbol of that strangulation. Clinton was in her prime in the 1990s. What more do people want as far as analysis of how crappy a candidate she really would be? She wouldn't win. You'd be better off, honestly, I will say this honestly, you would be better off running Michelle Obama. Strange as that may sound, yeah, further left, also happens to be black while being female, so maybe more wedge issue based. She'd still stand a better chance. She'd still win more states, she'd still get more votes than Hillary Clinton, and she'd be more well received by the actual left. Michelle Obama may end up having no choice but to rise up as the savior of the Democratic Party. Will she win? I'd still give her a less than 50-50 chance. It depends on what Trump does during his presidency. And she might not even decide ever to run. But she'd have a better chance than Clinton because Clinton's chance is 0. Anybody else, it's like, at least they've got kind of, it might be a real long shot, but at least it's kind of there. For Clinton, it's over for her. She lost. These people are so hell-bent on wanting Hillary Clinton to be their president that they're even willing to say, despite the fact that she basically destroyed the Democratic Party for this cycle, we want her to run again because we're that masochistic. That's crazy talk. This is why you lost this time around. Because of this fixation on break the glass ceiling. It's her turn now. Oh, we want her back in the White House because then magically it'll be like the 90s again. All of a sudden things will be okay. No, they won't be okay. She's not Bill Clinton. She's Hillary Clinton. There's a difference between the two of them. So yeah, I hope she does. I hope she becomes the nominee. I hope she ends up running another campaign. It'd be so funny. Watching her stumble over her words, slur her speech, maybe have a stroke live on the debate stage would be hilarious. And she deserves to suffer for all of the terrible things she's done in the world. Look at Libya. She destroyed that nation almost single-handedly. Look at Yemen. Look at Syria. She's partially or fully responsible for much of what's going on in these areas of the world. John Kerry looks like a regular messiah compared to Hillary Clinton as far as the Secretary of State position goes. That's pretty bad. John Kerry. Hell, John Kerry would make a better candidate. Run him again. Yeah, he lost once, but hey, if Mitt Romney can do it twice, if Hillary Clinton honestly can do it twice, why not John Kerry? Hey, put him in that position. With Joe Biden again as running mate so that he can sit there and have a shit-eating grin and do creepy things with underage individuals. Why don't you do that? It'd make more sense than running Clinton again. Look at the campaign she ran this time around. She's going to run your entire party underground. She won't run it into the ground. She'll bury it. You won't have a Democratic Party. All these under 30 Democrats, the new Generation Z that doesn't really care about some of this wedge issue crap as much as my generation, they're going to be voting in larger and larger numbers every day. 4 years from now, a lot of them will be eligible to vote. Good luck trying to get them to vote for Hillary Clinton. They'll probably vote for Trump. You'll have a new Reagan youth style movement going on. Now, she wouldn't stand a chance, but it'd be funny to see her fail, I guess. Honestly, if Trump does a shitty job, I hope they don't run her, though, because then it would ensure 4 extra shitty years. I don't think he will, but on the off chance that Trump does turn into a total asshole or something, just totally screws up. He doesn't focus on jobs. He just sort of sits there dicking around or something. If that happens, I hope they don't run Hillary Clinton, because then you get 4 more years of it. She wouldn't win. Even if he does a crappy job, it's not clear she'd be able to beat him. So that's Hillary Clinton's update. I don't think she will run. I think they'll probably try to draft Biden. there'll probably be increasing movement among the younger Democrats to draft in Michelle Obama. You might get like a fringe, like a Jim Webb again. He'll say, I told you so, you should vote for me. And he might prevail on such a token. Other than that, though, I can't think of many people within the Democratic Party that are actually capable of running. Look at them. Who's going to do it? Hillary Clinton might be interested. Joe Biden, maybe. Michelle Obama, maybe. Who else within the Democratic Party is eligible and well-known enough? You're better off running Jimmy Carter. He only served one term. Get Jimmy Carter to run. He'd probably win. Hell, he's more intelligent than Hillary Clinton. He's like 20 years older. He still speaks better than she does. That's about all. Peace out.